We're continuing on in the fifth parak of Shiur B'tachon, where we're discussing that there are 7 different characteristics and 7 different ways that are truly the differences that you'll see between a person who is a Baal B'tachon, a person who relies on Hashem, and a person who is not completely a Baal B'tachon. It's a person who relies on Hashem, but also relies on himself and also relies on other things. We explained the first one very clearly, that it's someone who's a Baal B'tachon. He not only is he accepting, not only does he want, not only does he okay with that which Hashem does, he wants it. He says, Hashem, you are my creator. You know best what is for me, what is good for me. And therefore, whatever you bring to me, I'm going to be happy with. I'm going to want it. Kol ma da'avid rachmanu l'ta'avavid, as Rabbi Akiva famously said, whatever God does, whatever he is done, is for my best. It's only for good. Whatever Hashem is doing, I know he loves me. I know he's looking out for me. I know he knows what's best. And he continued on and he explained that contrary to that is a person who is not completely reliant on Hashem, and that person is not happy. That person does not want what happens. Why? Because when he's in a good situation, he says, I did it for myself. And as we explained, Ramatzios Solomon says about Tzchalko, the reason is he thinks he's worthy and deserving of this. And on the other hand, when something's not going good for him, the person turns around and the person says, how can you do this, Hashem? Why are you doing this to me? And again, as Ramatzios Solomon explained, he doesn't think he's deserving of these punishments. He thinks he's this great and wonderful person, and that Hashem should be doing good things for him and only good things for him. So therefore, step number 1, item number 1, is that a person who's a Baal B'tachon says, I know and I trust, I rely on you, Hashem, that you're looking out for my best interests. The second one we discussed is that a person who has B'tachon, a person who's reliant on Hashem, he's constantly calm. He's in peace of mind. He's happy. What does that mean? That means he not only does he want what Hashem does for him, but he's happy. He understands that what Hashem is doing for him is always good. He is v'tov leiv mishta tamid. When he is a person who has a good mindset, he's always feeling great. He's always feeling everything's amazing, as opposed to the person who is lacking in his B'tachon. Kol yimei ani, all the days of his poverty, meaning whether he's literally poor, or whether he's poor in mind because he's lacking the understanding that everything is really good for him, Roim, all of his days are bad. All of his days, whether he's doing well and he's financially at the top of the world, health at the top of the world, everything going great for him, he still wants more because he feels, I can do better, I can do more. It's all in my hands. If it's all in my hands, I can do more and I can do better. And when things are not going good, he's upset and he's disgusted. Why? Because this is not what he wants. He wants a great, amazing lifestyle. He wants everything going the exact way he wants it. There's an amazing story brought down about Chasam Sofer, where Chasam Sofer says that he had a story where when he first got married, he had a brother-in-law who supported him and agreed to support him. After a number of years, he one time noticed that his wife was wearing on Shabbos a kerchief that was her regular one, not her Shabbos one. And he turned to her and asked her what's going on. And very, very hesitantly, she admitted to him that her brother wasn't doing so well and he was no longer able to support them. And therefore she had to sell off her Shabbos kerchief, her gold kerchief. And as a result, the Chasam Sofer went and he took a job. And he said, I need to get parnasa. I'm not going to rely on my brother-in-law. I can't do that if he doesn't have it. And he ended up becoming the Chasam Sofer. He ended up becoming one of the illustrious, most influential people of the previous generation. And he said about himself, he said, this was what Hashem had to do. His brother-in-law later regained his wealth. And he said, but Hashem had to take it away from this little point of time just to be able to get me to not sit and learn, to be able to be a Rav somewhere, to be able to become the person that I became. And when a person opens his eyes and he says, everything the Rebbe Shalom is doing is because the Rebbe Shalom understands and knows better than we do. The Rebbe Shalom is putting us in the positions of what needs to be done for us, for what is best for us. And this is what we need to understand. We need to understand that when a person has something, number 1, that we should want what Hashem wanted, and number 2, we should be happy. We should say, wow, Hashem knows exactly what's best for us. This is what's good for me. I want this, and I'm happy with this.